So Twitter is on a rampage against hate speech on its platform, and what they've done so far for this is permanently ban controversial political activist slash tech blogger Milo Yiannopoulos from the platform following this crazy attack on Leslie Jones because of her appearance in the popular and still somewhat controversial movie Ghostbusters. So we're going to read some tweets from the attack that Milo Yiannopoulos and his followers launched against Leslie, and then I'm going to briefly fill you in on what Milo Yiannopoulos is about because he's my favorite online troll of all time. I think he's a very interesting person.
Oh, you love this guy.
Oh, I love the shit out of this guy, except I also hate him. It's very weird. Like, I'm very conflicted in my opinion over Milo Yiannopoulos. Okay, so, yeah, Leslie Jones was getting attacked mercilessly, and they were sending pictures of her depicting her as Harambe the gorilla, and then Leslie reported Milo to Twitter and said, "You've been reported. I hope they lock your account." And Milo said, of course, barely literate, America needs better schools in response to that. And then, you know, they banned him.
Right.
And everyone is up in arms, obviously. Are you familiar with Milo Yiannopoulos' work at all?
I got familiar today because of everyone talking about it.
Okay, so Milo Yiannopoulos is he's a gay conservative Christian.
Oh, wow.
He's Greek, but grew up in Britain. He first rose to fame after the Gamergate scandal because even though he admits that he knows nothing about video games, doesn't really give a shit about video gamers at all, but realized that this hypersensitive, politically correct culture was mercilessly attacking poor, helpless, nerdy video gamers, as he puts it. And he thought, like, I have to defend them. And he championed the cause of freedom of speech. It's something I agree with, which is why I kind of love Milo at the same time as I despise him, because I agree with I don't agree with anything he says, but the overall cause of freedom of speech is something I also am passionate about. So it's very weird. I feel like he does a disservice to the cause itself by, putting out this really hateful rhetoric on purpose. He uses controversial statements as a tool, as a vessel to mercilessly attack and, in a lot of cases, bully the people that he thinks are oppressing others, like the feminazis or whatever. And he's known for controversial statements. He's riddled with, like, everything he says is kind of conflicting with one another for the most part. I mean, like I said, but he's a very interesting guy. So now there's a overwhelming support on Twitter, #FreeMilo all over the place.
To get his account back reactivated.
Yeah, to get his account reactivated. They actually had petitioned the government, ironically, even though they're like mostly libertarians and conservatives, they ironically petitioned the government in the past when they had taken away Milo's verification badge.
Wow.
Yeah, to reinstate Milo's verification. Which I think
the government to do that, huh?
Yeah, like a you know how they have all the petitions on change.org, which is weird, but and also kind of ironic, but who cares? So what do you think? Do you think Twitter fucked up? I mean, look, the freedom of speech doesn't protect. Freedom of speech protects you against the government.
Right.
The freedom of speech doesn't necessarily protect you against like a third-party private corporation or a publicly traded corporation. You can't use the platform if the platform's rules clearly indicate that you can't harass or bully anyone online. And Twitter's terms of service clearly state that. So
Twitter's terms of service say that you can bully?
No, you can't.
You cannot bully. Okay.
Yeah. And Twitter is obviously like trying to reconfigure their platform as best as possible, which is weird because like you can have nude images, like nudity on Twitter. You can have as many crazy things as you want on Twitter.
That's why porn stars use it.
Yeah,
so I've heard.
Yeah.
But okay, so how do I feel about that? It's weird, man. It's conflicting because, right, freedom of speech that's it. Freedom of speech. You say whatever you want. You're safe. However, if Twitter's terms of service, look down on bullying, I think that's it. And I think if you sign up for Twitter and you're actively using it, even if you don't read the terms of service, you should be aware of ways that you could get in trouble.
Yeah.
And I support that guy wants to speak his mind and say what he thinks is right. And honestly, I'm surprised Leslie Jones responded in the way she did because she's a comedian.
Yeah.
We all get stupid, shitty things said about us on Twitter every day.
Yeah, these guys were vicious though. They set up a fake account depicting Leslie Jones as like a racist herself. Like they put out a lot of fake tweets.
There's no excuse for that. That's wrong. Fuck them for doing that. But at the same time, I'm surprised Leslie didn't just let it roll off her shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, she probably gets stuff like that every day. And
Oh,
like,
for sure.
To make an example out of this, I understand it. I hope it does, change some people's opinion of online bullying because it is a problem. But that's the world we live in. That's like the realm, dude. It's all that anonymity. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
I know. It's crazy. Yeah. And I also feel like you guys are on Facebook as well, and I feel like we get a lot less negative comments on Facebook than we do on Twitter and YouTube because Twitter and YouTube allows you to be anonymous, whereas Facebook, that's your personal identification card on the internet. That may be scary to you or not, but a lot of people are way more reluctant to put out something crazy like I support the KKK or you're like, you guys are all Nazis. They don't really say crazy stuff like that on Facebook because
that's a more accurate reflection of who you are in the real world.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Employers, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I mean that's a fact. I mean, I would say so.
Have you ever trolled anyone?
Have you?
Throughout your entire life?
Yeah, friends. I've trolled friends.
Oh, yeah.
Harmlessly though, even if it's like jabs, they're all harmless. Even if it's like other people who are like.
Strangers online, though.
No, I've never trolled a stranger.
No, I think there's two kinds of people online, like the type of people that do troll people, and then the type of people that would never do that. I don't understand it. I don't understand how you would get any sort of pleasure from going out and being like, you're fat or kill yourself. What does that even do? I mean, I don't know.
Anonymity gives you courage, man. If you have, a faceless name just saying.
Yeah, but the thing is, would you do that to a human on the street? No. Even. Let's say you have all the courage in the world. Would you still do that? I wouldn't do it.
Right. I mean, I don't know this guy. This guy, what's his name? Milo.
Milo Yiannopoulos.
Would he say that shit to Leslie Jones in person? You think?
I think he would. Milo is definitely he. All the controversy, the better. He has a college tour called the Dangerous Faggot Tour, and he trolls around. Yeah. He basically trolls around the country on college campuses. He's. So he definitely, and he's been in trouble before. People have fought him on stage in the past in a college campus. He's now he's planning on going to one of the Muslim neighborhoods in, I believe, Finland, if I'm not mistaken. And he's going to launch this gay pride parade directly through the Muslim community. And it's interesting. It's weird. I mean, he definitely is a very interesting person, and I love following him. But I also get really enraged a lot of times because it's some of the stuff he says is it's bullying. You're bullying and you're harassing people.
Yeah, that's whack. That's whack. He does that kind of shit. But if that's what he does and that's his thing.
Yeah, he's an opportunist.
Be ready to get kicked off Twitter and beat up on stage, just like Steve Irwin. Get ready to get bit by some shit you're out in the wild playing with.
That's actually a pretty good analogy. Okay, on that note, we want to hear what you guys think. Do you think Milo Yiannopoulos, do you think the way Milo Yiannopoulos was handled is fair on behalf of Twitter? Do you think it sets a dangerous precedent? Leave us your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm Hassan Piker. This is Chris Pierce. What's your social? Plug it.
At Christian Pierce on Twitter and at Capstagram on Instagram.
All right, perfect. And we'll see you next time on Pop Trigger.